You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Kourtney and Kim Take Miami After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Kourtney and Kim Take Miami After Show.
Woo! Hello, everyone. So if you're tuning in, this is the after show for Kim and Kourtney Take Miami, and it also happens to be the season finale, the very last episode. But you know those Kardashians, they always have another show right underneath their toes or hidden somewhere. So
underneath their booties.
Underneath their booties and their butt cleavage. So we know that we're going to see the Kardashians probably a lot sooner than what we think. Right here in the studio, it's Jason and myself. It's a little bear, and we've got Susan calling in on the phone because she really wanted to.
We miss you.
I know.
I miss you guys so much.
We miss you, but we're glad that you called in. And unfortunately, Keaton couldn't be here with us. She's flying on a plane somewhere. So, you got the three of us for the season finale. Woohoo! Okay, so this episode obviously is a continuation from last week where Kim was just up to no damn good trying to find something about Scott. And Chloe said something really interesting in this episode that I liked because I wrote it down. She says, "What you do in the dark will come out in the light." That couldn't be further from the truth. So do you think, because obviously we know now, seeing the episode, we know that really she didn't uncover anything that like we've never seen before. She uncovered Scott like just drinking and partying. Do you think everything that she went through, was that worth what she found?
I have a couple of thoughts on it.
Okay.
First, I think it's really entertaining, so I'm glad she did it just for our own entertainment. But I think she went into it with good intentions, obviously. I don't think, she said she wasn't doing it to be malicious. But Kourtney and Scott did end up talking and discussing things. So in the end, the outcome was still good. Right. Yeah, they were obviously pissed because they should have been. But I don't know if they would have had that conversation had she not gone and gotten the PI.
Well,
but couldn't she just have interjected and been like, "Hey guys, don't you feel like maybe, Scott has this double life and maybe you guys should talk about it," instead of kind of going to that extreme?
I agree with you, Susan. I think maybe there should have been some conversation, and I only say that because how many times have we been here with Scott, like with him partying and carrying on, and he needs to slow down and drinking. So we've been there with him before, so it's not like this PI uncovered anything that we haven't
But
seen.
I think, just to play devil's advocate, I just spit everywhere also. If she would have tried to interject and go in there, I think they would have called her out and been like, "You're too nosy." And so I think,
well, she was nosy.
Yeah, I mean, she is nosy, but in her mind, if she thinks she's really helping, maybe she's gonna be like, "Hey, if I can catch him doing something and bring that to Kourtney, she's more likely to listen to me."
I guess, but I mean, at the end result, just like the private investigator said, once you move forward with this, it's going to completely change the relationship you have with your family member. And she was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And it did change until Kim announced her pregnancy. It's kind of like, wow, great timing.
Exactly. That kind of changed.
Thank God that happened.
Kourtney and Scott were legitimately upset, and then all of a sudden she drops a bomb on them. It's like, okay, of course that's not going to matter anymore.
Yeah. But let me ask you guys something. Do you feel like Scott's feelings in this whole situation kind of got moved to the side because of her pregnancy and all that? Like, I kind of feel like his feelings weren't acknowledged as much as they could have been or should have been.
I think kind of, because automatically, no matter what happens, if she's pregnant, she's the victim. So no matter what she did, he's picking on a pregnant girl.
Yeah.
So I do think that kind of
You stole my jacket. I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
You ate my food. I'm pregnant.
Not my problem.
I mean, absolutely, because even Kourtney was livid, and she's like, if my sister's calling with an emergency, that overwrites everything. But Kourtney was still upset, but there is nothing to talk about anymore because, Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you're pregnant and life is short. It still doesn't excuse the fact that what she did was pretty shady.
Yeah.
Well, but let's back up for a second because Kourtney didn't find out that Kim was pregnant towards the end. So even before she knew about Kim's pregnancy, she still, was going back and forth with Scott. And I just felt like he wasn't really getting, I don't know, I just don't think that his feelings are really acknowledged because he felt like, well, shit, you went through my phone records.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to break up my family. Like, that's some serious stuff.
And I think Kourtney maybe isn't keeping Scott in mind as much just because she thinks maybe they found something. So, yeah, she's pissed at Kim, but at the same time, like, what was Scott doing? So I kind of see why maybe she's not as forgiving to him. But I do think his feelings were pushed aside. And I also don't think it's fair that Chloe got thrown under the bus in the whole mix of everything, too.
Yeah.
Because she tried to talk Kim out of it in the first place.
Yeah. But do you think the fact that she knew about it and she didn't say anything to her sister, does that make her just as guilty or no?
Well, I think that Chloe was curious, and yes, she should have said something to Kourtney, but I think Chloe was curious as well. I don't think, obviously she was curious, but she didn't take it to that level. But, yeah, Chloe does have some fault because she could have A, really stopped Kim, or B, she could have told Kourtney what was going down, and she did neither. But I don't think that that's really, I guess, like, she kind of saw both points, and she was just like, I'm just going to stay out of this one, Yes, I'm curious as well, but no, I'm not going to take it to that level. And I guess she just felt like maybe she didn't want to tell Kourtney. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like she was in a bad
thrown
situation.
under the bus because it's not like she was completely innocent in all this. But, yeah, she could have. Either way, she was going to betray one of the sisters.
Yeah.
She was either going to betray Kim by telling Kourtney, or she's going to betray Kourtney by telling Kim or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's what I was going to say, too, because I feel like there's always a little bit of jealousy that Kim has over Kourtney and Chloe's relationship. So then if she did that, that would also be like, oh, I'm on Team Kourtney. And
exactly.
I don't know. I think it's a tough situation.
Well, Kim, and it's a situation that Kim put her in. Kim placed her in that, weird spot, especially considering she just didn't agree. She's like, it's none of your business. Stay out of it. If he is doing something wrong, if he is cheating or whatever, it's going to come out and she'll deal with it then. But it's not your job, which I agreed.
Yeah, and we talked about this last week. It's like, it's for Kourtney and Scott to figure out their trust issues, not anybody else's.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand that Kim's pregnant, but does that justify her doing what she did? Because she was like, I want to explain to him that's why I was acting protective. Does that excuse what she did?
She's only going to get so many passes, so I guess she may as well just use what she can. You know what I mean? But
well, and I wonder if she wasn't sick, if she would have told them she was pregnant at that time either, or just let this resolve itself and then, you know what I mean? Because she didn't really have an option.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. Yeah. Interesting. That's couture, baby. So,
can you believe that Kourtney threw her shit out the window? I'm sorry. I was on the floor laughing.
Well, first of all, it was really funny because Kourtney goes into the closet, which is like, I don't know, long ass racks of clothes, and she just takes
Neiman Marcus.
Exactly. She just takes that little itty bitty section and picks it up and like marches out. I just thought it was funny, and it even makes me wonder how serious that moment was. You know what I mean? Or if they were like dying from laughter but couldn't let it out.
Well, because didn't she did that, I think, season 1 with Scott's stuff when they were living together. So I'm like, oh, there she goes again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's couture over the balcony. That's what that was. But that was kind of funny. Moving on. So, okay, this is pretty funny. The Scott wearing makeup thing. Like,
oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Tinted moisturizer.
First of all, I think it's funny how, well, he was hiding it because he actually was wearing it. And I love just when she put on the white T-shirt just to catch
and she
him.
just, like,
oh my God.
him.
And he's like, hello, that's your spray tan. She goes, no.
Oh my God.
When she said that there was makeup on his pillows at first, I was like, oh my God, he's really cheating.
That's where my head went at first too. But then like it just went in a completely different direction with him wearing makeup, which I was not expecting.
I'm not surprised, but
How dumb would he be to have a girl in his room in the same house that he shares with Kourtney?
That could never happen. Like logistically, that could never happen. There's always somebody in that house, so that couldn't happen. But okay, speaking of men wearing makeup, let's ask the man in the room.
Okay.
What do you feel about men wearing makeup?
I think tinted moisturizer is fine.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I put it on for AfterBuzz.
But so wait, it just
My little
Can't lie.
is it to make
Hi.
you look like you're just more tan and have a glow?
I think
or
it just is like,
to cover up something? Or...
well, if I have like
tinted
a
moisturizer
zit,
is exactly what tinted moisturizer is. It's a moisturizer with a tint of color.
I think it just makes your
it's
face
basically
look
like
smoother.
BB cream. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
It's it's very common. It's basically like BB cream. It's super light. It's like a really very sheer film. Although what's his name, Scott rubbed off on Kourtney's white shirt didn't look super sheer. He might have used a few layers of it, but tinted moisturizer is great, you know.
Well,
And
yeah.
I mean, he's definitely like a man that takes care of himself. So are we that surprised? No.
No, well, and I think after you wash your face and shave, everything's like red and itchy, so it's
so it kinda
it just like
calms your
calms
face
it down,
down.
smooths it out.
I just thought maybe he has some concealer to go underneath the moisturizer. But
That's funny.
that was kind of.
But he's like
cute.
the ultimate metrosexual, so it's
He
not
is.
surprising
so we
at
can't
all.
say that we're not surprised. Okay, it's time for the elephant in the room. Okay,
Kim's
so
ass. Just
I
kidding.
know, like in that
Looks
first
so
scene
big.
with that dress. And mind you, I'm not one to really call out a woman's body, 'cause, you know what I mean? Because that's just not cool. But I have to say, I was just like, what?
I mean,
are
I
you,
like it.
What are you packing back there, girl?
Yeah, I saw Temptation over the weekend, and in that, her ass looks huge. Well, it's on the big screen, so maybe that's the difference. But it's huge. Like
No,
so
in my
big.
house too. Her ass is badonk.
Her,
It's huge.
yeah, her booty was so big. It even made me wonder: is it real? Like, is she got some padding back there?
Yeah.
I don't know if I was really believing it, but
You just want to like poke it.
you want to smack it,
Just see.
slap it up, slap it. Oh no. Okay, so let's
flip it up.
All right, so elephant in the room. Kim finally tells the world that she's pregnant, and what's so funny about this is Jason and I were watching it, and Kourtney goes, "Well, who knows?" And she goes, "Well, you, me." And at this point, I don't think she had told Chloe yet.
No.
And I'm like, the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Everybody watching.
Everybody watching right now, since you chose to televise
Well, there's a
this.
time delay, so you know.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
I guess, but
We've known that she's pregnant for
For what-
months.
yeah, that's
you
true.
know
of
what I
course,
mean?
yeah,
Come on,
because
guys.
her body has been changing right before our eyes. You know,
But
over the
also,
course of
while
the
she was
season.
saying that, was like she was like counting like 4 people. You,
Oh, I know. She was
Me.
counting.
Kanye,
Kanye.
Chloe. Like,
Now, I mean, what do you think about her, like, not wanting to share her news with Chloe right away?
I'll go. You go ahead.
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I was gonna say I think again I think the problem with Kim and everything is that she always has good intentions, but she doesn't know how to act out on them.
Yeah.
And I think she should know Chloe's her sister. She's gonna support her.
Mm-hmm.
But I also get that that's got to be hard because part of this whole season has been Chloe's struggle to have a baby and
Mm-hmm.
getting over that. So when you get something that somebody else really wants,
Yeah.
that obviously sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still really good news for her, and Chloe's gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm. I really, really liked Chloe's response.
Yeah.
I liked how she was just like, of course I'm happy for you. Of course, you're having a baby, and it'll happen for me when it's time to happen for me. So I loved her outlook on the situation, and how she didn't really internalize it or make it about herself.
Yeah.
She made it about her sister. And,
Right, but I feel like Kim always makes it about herself. It's kind of like, okay, you're going to have to tell your sister, yes, I understand that it's a sensitive subject for her, but
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been like that big of a deal. I think it should have just been like, you know what, I need to tell her. And she's like, I need to tell her in a sensitive way. I just didn't find that sensitive at all.
I didn't
think she just kind of
I didn't either.
was like,
Well,
hey.
exactly. It's just like, I also think I would have liked to have seen her tell her separately without Kourtney.
Yeah,
just the
I
two
agree.
of them, just one-on-one. But at the same time, I get why she did it together as sisters, because Kourtney is the one right now who does have children.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if it's if she would have waited to tell them, like when, you know what I mean, if she had a plan, like, oh, I'm going to tell the whole family at once, because it was kind of like she didn't have a choice.
I agree with you. I almost think she didn't have a choice, especially if she's having these issues. She needed to go to the doctor. Her body is changing, and she can't control
Well,
that.
and I almost wonder too, because the camera work for like the baby scenes, we were noticing looked like really shaky, almost like it was just one person.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that the cameras weren't there when she found out she was pregnant. So I wonder if they just said like, have one of your friends, or you know what I mean, somebody else go in the room and film this.
Yeah, because it did look a little. Yeah, the camera, it looked kind of funky. It was shaky.
Yeah, because they probably weren't accounting obviously for the cyst.
Well, yes, America finally knows what we've all known for the past couple months, that Kim Kardashian is with child and still married.
That I actually thought it was really cute when Scott said, "It's just a piece of paper." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like she's been
really
she's been unmarried, like whatever, separated from him for like triple the time they've been married.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Like
it's nuts.
It should just be over with.
It should be, but it's Chris Humphries who's
crazy.
He's slowing up the process. I don't know. Did we get everything?
I think.
What else we got? Susan, what you got over there?
Well, we saw scenes from the next Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I think that there's a lot of interesting things going on over there.
Yeah,
but
and I think that's
as far as this, it was all about the packing. And let me just tell you, man, these girls and their clothes, like, I mean,
they're poor assistants. Don't you just feel horrible for them?
I know. And the green bubble wrap, like, where's one fine green bubble wrap? Because I'm sure that costs a hell of a lot more.
It's probably like organic.
But I don't know if you guys caught this, but there is a special in 3 weeks where Ryan Seacrest is sitting down with the whole Kardashian clan, and it looks like it's going to be a no holds barred conversation with the whole family. So that should be interesting.
That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, is it going to be any different than what we saw with the Oprah special? Are we going to a little bit more revealed, especially considering Kim's life has changed so much, so that should be.
I think maybe a little, just because Ryan Seacrest has known them for so long, so maybe they'll feel more comfortable, and it's not like they hold anything back, anyways. Though,
hopefully, at the same time, I can see because they know him so well, like there's a lot of inside, what I mean. So it's like wink, wink, don't talk about that, don't ask me that, Okay. So I don't know, we'll see, but definitely, just like I said in the beginning, we haven't seen the last of the Kardashian clan. I think it's time to talk some news, because we got some good news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, guys. So one of the biggest pieces of news to come to light in the past week or so is Ray J, Kim's ex. He just dropped a new single, and the title of the single, if you guys haven't already heard, it's called I Hit It First. And I don't think.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't think we need to read between the lines there. I think you guys get what he means. And not only did he put out this single, but the actual album cover, or the record cover, it's a pixelated picture of Kim Kardashian wearing a bikini. And right next to the pixelated picture is the actual picture of her, so you know like what you're seeing. And I've already been reading some of the blogs, and apparently someone from Kanye's camp has already like come back and said, basically Ray J's trying to ride on our coattails. He's trying to be relevant. He's going to blow over. And their whole strategy for this single being put out is that they're going to ignore him. So we will see if that happens.
I just think
that's kind of tacky.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's like, Ray J, get over yourself. Like, who cares about you?
Well, and she's pregnant. Like, have some decency,
That's probably why he's doing it, because she's pregnant. But
Can we hear it?
I agree. Yeah, oh, you know what? We're going to let you guys sample a little bit of it. We have it.
Ray J, what it look like, baby?
I kind of love it, though.
Got a nice beat.
I ain't the one to be wishing, I'm one to be pushing.
He should include clips of the sex tape in the music video.
I've been in the sea and I'm done with the fishing, I swear. But you don't see, honey, your vision's impaired. Maybe it's cause I flash the bright lit, light the sky up like a flash of lightning. I wish I
just want to hear some lyrics about.
We could play the White House like bushes for a day. Yeah. There's a storm, baby. Knock out. Hey.
All right. If we play any more, we'll have to pay. But that's just a little snippet of I Hit It First. I agree with you, Susan. It's tacky. It's just, not only is it tacky, but they were together, what, 3-4 years ago? Maybe
So
even
long
longer
ago.
than
No,
that.
way longer
Was
than
it longer
that.
than, well, okay. Well, my point is they were together a long time ago. So to pull this out of your ass to sell some records, it's just, it's in poor taste for sure.
Well, and it's like maybe he should have done this right before Sexy Can I came out, like back in the day when the sex tape was just out.
Yeah,
But I feel like
to sell some records.
yeah, now it's just so far in the past.
And then finally, the best little piece of news and gossip that's come up this week is Kim. She put a picture out there of herself with her belly, with her baby belly revealed. So it's a side-by-side picture. One picture, it's just her holding her stomach. She's wearing a pair of black leggings and a top. And the other picture, she's revealing her belly. I think she did this not because of all the weight drama about her. I think she did this because there's been a lot of people, like with the whole fake pregnancy buzz. So I think she did that. She revealed that picture to shut those rumors down.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. And funny enough, Beyonce never did that.
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you feel like Beyonce basically, do you feel like Beyonce's whatever was false? Like, do you feel like her, oh my God, why can't I say anything?
Pregnancy?
Why do you feel like her pregnancy was fake?
I don't.
Because you bring it up every episode.
Well, the reason why I bring it up is because Kim is being placed in the same position. People are accusing her of the same thing, so that's why I bring it up.
I don't think it was. Did you watch her documentary?
I have not watched the documentary, but I think I can see why people could think that her pregnancy was fake. I'll just say that.
No, I agree with you on that, but I think she's a very private person. Like, she's not like Kim where she would tweet out a picture of her belly.
Yeah.
But
well,
in the documentary,
if you had a lot of people, basically saying, your shit's fake, it's fake, I don't know.
Because I think she's above all that drama, but if you watched her Life Is But a Dream, she totally reveals her belly, and you see it growing, you know? She just does it in a different manner, but, listen, if you're a celebrity, you're going to be hit with all sorts of bullshit. So it's like, and I think she did it more because when I read that, her caption in that picture, it was more like, her belly didn't pop, so her body was just kind of being like, the clothes on her body was super awkward. It was like she was growing everywhere besides her body, basically, she was saying. And now she's like, finally my belly popped, and I think she looks adorable. Like it looks funny when everything around you is growing besides your belly and you're pregnant. And I think that's the point she wanted to kind of show people, is like, finally my belly popped, and finally, like,
Well, I think that's kind of an FU if you really are pregnant, to be like, oh, you're faking this. Like, if I was her, I'd be pissed.
It is, but at the same time, it's interesting that, we don't see, her belly until long after you've had your child. It's not in the moment like Kim just did right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
But Kim and Beyonce are completely different. I mean, they handle the limelight completely differently.
Of course. I don't.
You know what I mean? Kim had a $2 million televised wedding where Beyonce and Jay-Z asked all their guests to wear white because, you know what? It was not just their special day. It was everybody's special day that was kind of sharing it with them, and it was super ultra private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think those two are just definitely just different.
They are. But, well, it is what it is. She has revealed her belly, and it looks very real, and she's growing, and she's beautiful, and we can't wait to, report back more, with Kardashians, and, just to see her grow, and because they're going to be all over the news, obviously, so this is not going to end. And
I can't wait for Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Exactly.
You saw like a lot of her belly shots in the preview, and
exactly.
I don't know, I think she looked really cute.
I do too.
I agree.
So you guys are gonna have to follow us for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which should be coming soon. I think the next couple months, I want to say. And then of course the Ryan Seacrest special is in the next couple of weeks. We might be here to recap that for you guys as well. But we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for your feedback, your comments, for downloading us for free on iTunes. You can still go back and listen. It doesn't have to end for now. You can still go back and listen. But we thank you so much. And we've had an amazing season, just reporting the show from our AfterBuzz studios for you. And that's it. You guys have anything else you want to say?
Thanks for watching.
That's it.
Should we tell them where to find
Oh,
ourselves?
yeah. Where can we find everybody?
Susan?
You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and soundtracking at It's Susan Hahn.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Jason Ikeler.
I'm on Twitter for the moment at GoToGirlTV. Thanks, guys. It's been a really great season.
I love you guys, and I miss you guys.
We miss you too.
We miss you too.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.